I think the first time that I stepped on campus here was when I was registering for classes. So when I first got here, I was walking around because I didn't know exactly where I had to go in order to register, and I was just walking around and looking at like what the school had to offer, and I kind of felt like I was back in high school, like I was like a little kid. I felt like looking at all like the big buildings and everything. Like I didn't realize what this college had to offer as much as it did. So it had a lot more to offer than what I was anticipating. Well, I expected college to be a lot harder because of like just of what I heard. And then I had three of my cousins who attended this college, and I don't know, I figured that it was going to be a lot harder for me because I never really thought that college was ever on my plate in the first place. So I figured, oh, I'm probably going to struggle a lot. But I mean, once I got here, I had a lot of people that were here to help me, and I just started doing more in order to pursue like college and finishing. A lot of the stuff that I would tell myself was that I couldn't do it, that it was just not for me, that it wasn't gonna, like, I wasn't capable of doing what everybody else was gonna do, like in college. I had a lot of people in my life tell me, whether I chose to listen or not, like they told me that I could do it and that it was gonna be okay. That I just had to work harder than I was already working. So I had a lot of teachers in high school that really were there for me and like kept pursuing for me to go to college. Working while attending college is sometimes a struggle, but luckily I have a good relationship with my boss, and my boss understands that college is definitely a priority and it comes first to anything else. So she really tends to work with me a lot, and I'm grateful for that. I told myself that I would put college first, and I made that commitment to myself. So I do plan on sticking it through just because of those reasons. My semester, to start off, was pretty good, but some things happened, and I got a little. Well, it started going like not so good, but it's picking back up. Well, it was good in the beginning because I mean it was new. I was like attentive and trying to just do everything, and then towards the middle of the like semester, um, I just fell behind because my sister had her like birthday party. It was like a big quinceañera thing that we do, and I was mainly focused on that. So it was a lot of family things, and I decided to put my family first, just for the weekend or just for like the meanwhile, and that kind of caused me to get behind. And me getting behind kind of made me feel like I was gonna drown, basically, in all the work, and that it was just gonna be impossible to get back to where I was. But I mean, like the school offers help, and then I have a lot of outside resources and friends to help me out. So that's why I'm saying like I know I'm gonna pull through. And overall, like my classroom environment is really good. Like we're always laughing, we're having a good time. Like it's not just like a boring classroom kind of. We learn, but we also have like a good time to where everybody's like not just sitting there, not lost, not like the teachers are making an effort to make the learning a good time. Like we first started off, that's something that one of my professors was really like, um, I guess she voiced it because she said whenever like if you miss class or something, she's like, I know life happens, like it happens to everybody. She's like, just message me, just let me know what's going on. I'm not gonna count it against you just because of like I'm human too. Life happens to everybody. Sometimes I might not be here, and like I just can't predict everything for everyone. So I understand. So I just message her and I let her know what happened, and she's really understanding, so she knows. They just messaged me asking why I haven't been in class and why my grades are starting to go down because I mean I was doing pretty good at the beginning of the semester, and I just explained to them what was going on, and what had been happening. I still have to meet with them more tomorrow, but we just continued the conversation, and then we worked on how I would catch up from where I like left off to where I am now. No, I don't have a written academic plan. I don't think so, at least. Um, I don't no, I don't think I have one. I would like to know like where I'm going and what I need to know, like where I'm going. But I mean, I talked to my advisor when I first met with her, and she kind of told me what I where I needed to go and what I needed to do. But I don't think we wrote it down or anything like of that kind. So I guess I am nervous, but I guess it would help me to have one written down. I feel like well, my boss is always like yeah, I'll support you 100% because I know college is important. But then I mean, like when businesses get short staffed, like they need you to come in or they need you to be there, and there's really no like excuse or something. I mean, I still have like my job there, and she's still helpful, but sometimes I mean everybody has the days. So I feel like sometimes it's more like she really gets upset that I'm having to go to college instead of being able to be there and help them out. I did think about stopping, only just because that brief time period where I got so behind, I felt that it was impossible for me to get back up there. But I also didn't want to give up on something on college because it was something that I wanted to do, and I didn't want to just give up on it like that because I was like part of me was telling me that I could get back up there, and then I had my friends and I had like the teachers and stuff telling me like I can get back up there. It's not like the end of the world. Like yeah, you got behind, but it's not impossible to get caught up. But it was a brief moment where I had that thought, but I mean that brief moment thought could be like the deciding choice for others who aren't as strong as like when it comes to that. Yeah, I feel like my confidence level might have changed a little bit because of my how I was struggling with those assignments, but I don't think that I should define it based off of that because that was just a brief time period. I mean, overall, I feel like if I stick with it, I feel like I'll be okay. But it was just that little time period that got rocky that maybe messed with my time, like my confidence. So the last time that we met was, I believe you said October. So after that, I tried to get caught up. I did in one of my classes that I had, and I had a friend of mine that was helping me to try to catch up. But it in the end, it seemed like way too much, like a lot that I just felt like I was not gonna be able to catch up in the short amount of time that I had left in order to meet the deadline. And I just told my friend that I was like, well, I have to decide what's like really gonna. I mean, I just gotta decide what's important, what's best for me right now, and I wasn't sure that me trying to like stress myself out in that situation was gonna be what was best for me at the time. And then I just decided that college was always gonna be there. I've had people like in my some of my college classes where there was like 40 year olds, 30 years old, like people like adults that have already lived their life that have now decided to come to start college or to continue again after they like had not come for a couple of years. So I figured I could just take some time off and then I can come back when once the time is right, maybe once I'm a little bit more established and I don't know, a little bit more focused or not focused, but a little bit more organized in a way, and I don't feel like I'm everywhere when I show up to the college. What led to me getting behind with my classes, I feel like was a mixture of everything with my job, my classes being a little bit more difficult than I anticipated, and my family too, that event that took place, and then like me not being the greatest student. I mean, I struggled a little bit because some of the stuff I wouldn't understand how to do that they asked, and I wouldn't be able to ask for help. Like I wanted to ask for help, but I just wasn't able to because I felt like the expectations, like, oh, you're a college student, you should already know how to do this, and we shouldn't have to help you because you're a college student. Why are you here if you're not gonna know what you're doing? But it was also, I felt like maybe I went into college too soon. Like some of my friends that I know took like a year off or are taking a year off or a couple of months, just like a little break, and then they're gonna go. And I didn't think of that mainly because I was a little pressured because my mom always said that if I didn't go right away, she just knew that I wasn't gonna go. And that's not how I felt because I always felt that I could go eventually because college is always an option and it's not going anywhere. But I just felt like I guess that pressure, so I just put myself in that situation right away. Because I had four classes at the time that I was attending, and it's I know it's not a lot to a lot of people, but when like it's your first year of college, it adds up to a lot because sometimes the work can pile on top of you, and some due dates are back to back, or it just gets confusing because you don't know what class, or it's hard to navigate the way that the it's set up to show you. So sometimes classes just pile on work. Like you have work from your other two classes and then a test from your third class on the same day as you have those due. And I feel like maybe, yeah, if I would have had fewer classes, it would have helped me stay a bit. Well, one of the reasons that I left college was because I had to work so much or work more just to pay my car. And it was a little bit more difficult for me to also try to pay my car and work a lot more hours and also come to college as a full-time student. It was a lot more difficult for me as a first year. As a first-time student when you're coming in, and especially if you're first generation, your advisor, whoever it is that you're speaking to, should ask you, are you sure that you can handle all of this? Or like just actually like talk to the student and make sure they understand exactly what they're getting themselves into before you put them in a situation that they might not end up being so comfortable with. I feel like the college could have just worked on better communication, just more like reaching out to the students and just checking up on them, like, hello, like, how are you doing? Like, is there anything that you need? Do you need help with anything? Just not that I know that they're not obligated to because they also have their own jobs and stuff. But when it comes to being a first time student, sometimes you don't have that help from anybody else. Most of the time, I knew way too many people that went and they were like first time, first generation. So their parents couldn't help them. Their brother or sister couldn't help them because nobody else had gone to college but them. After I left, nobody nobody said anything. Nobody emailed me or messaged me on Canvas or anything. Um, I wanted to actually go and talk to my teachers back whenever the school was still going and just tell them like, oh, I wanted to like apologize and thank them for being patient with me and like working with me. Like besides whatever happened, I still wanted to say thank you. Um, but I never got the courage to. I just felt like there was no need for that because in a way I felt like I wasted their time, so I didn't feel the need to show up and tell them anything. If I go back, the things that I would do differently would definitely be to talk to my advisor, let them know that I'm not able to take on as much classes just because of the fact that I get stressed sometimes and it's not as easy for me to navigate the college experience when I have nobody else to help me with it because I can't go to anybody near me for help and sometimes it's difficult to reach out for help. But so that would be definitely something that I would do is communicate a little bit more with my advisor and let them know what's going on, what happened the last time that I came, what went wrong, and then just talk to them and go from there and see if maybe there's anything that we can change so where I can have a better experience the next time around.